Hello YouTube. First of all, my apologies, I haven't been able to put out any videos for the past year, and this video is about why, really. I've been looking for a piece of property for the past, say, a year and a half ago, and about a year ago I started building a house. So I wasn't really planning on making any videos about it, but then I had lots of pictures and videos accumulated throughout the build of the house on how it's been built. So I'm gonna let you enjoy watching the video and maybe you learn something new. But the good thing about it is, obviously, with a new house or any house owner, you know, if you are one, you'll have lots of projects. They're never-ending amounts of things to do around the house, and hopefully I'll be able to record all of that in the future, so you'll have interesting videos coming up with all kinds of DIY, you know, anything from woodworking to metalworking. Obviously I had these guys build the house because I can't do it alone, first of all, and I'm not qualified to do so. But once the house is up and we'll have some pipes running and electricity and all of that, some of it at least I'll be able to do and show you how. So enjoy the video. This is the groundbreaking, by the way. This is the first thing. I'm gonna shut up and let you watch the video and make a few comments here and there and to better explain you certain moments of the build. Just a quick note here, so the property is at an angle, and you see I had to level the top half, not even a half, a third more like. And oh, by the way, this is funny moment, a loaded truck with building materials was coming up. It was a raining day, it was pretty slippery, and he couldn't get up, and let me help you. It's like, with that Jeep? I'm like, yeah, there's no way. I'm like, hold my beer and watch this. And I was impressed, he was impressed. That's how that truck is loaded. I'm talking about 40 tons, you know. So, and this is the retaining wall. So I was saying, because I had to cut the top third of it, so I had to build around that cut retaining wall, and that's what you're seeing right now. So the idea here is you have these feet going inside, and the weight of the ground is pulling on itself and doesn't let the wall fall forward. So the weight of the ground is supporting the wall, like the fences at the concerts. You know, when you step on it, you can't fall forward. And this is the trench they dug for forming the base of the house. You'll see they poured some gravel and some sand, and I don't even remember what, but that's how they do it here where I am, so I guess this is normal. Also, just a little note, I had to call out the measuring guys with GPS devices, and they had to measure this thing several times just to get exact spot as architect designed it, and you know, the placing of the house on the property has to be exact on what the drawing calls. By the way, these forms are made of laminate. That's what they call it. It's basically plywood, laminated plywood, and the laminate helps to tear it off once you're done, and you have this clean pour. It's beautiful. The guys did an amazing job, I have to say, in pouring this concrete. I mean, it's silky smooth, and it's, I mean, 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch exact to the drawing. It was scorching hot. It was being built last summer in 2022, and they had to pour a lot of water on top of the concrete so that it wouldn't crack. but it turned out great. These are retaining pipes to support the weight of the second floor. It's going to be a 2-story house and a little top, utility room on top of that. So I'm just showing here the beams, the main beams, which is what is going to support the weight of the house. This is what they call a carcass. So this is, oh man, it's smooth. This is the form and the wire mesh for the stairway to the second floor, not to heaven. The stairs came out great. I mean, the height of them, it's really easy to walk on them. And as I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking how I'm gonna finish this up when time comes. I believe the beauty is in the simplicity, so this is the style I want to maintain, like loft style, where you'll have a lot of concrete showing, a lot of kind of like, halfway things done, yet simple and beautiful. So that's the style I'm gonna go with, and not any of the typical house build styles. I know they're coming to fashion now, but this is the plan, at least. See what happens. So these guys were contracted to pour the concrete, and I liked them so much. I asked them, hey, can you guys do finish up the walls too? They said, yeah. So I'm great, do it. So I let them build up the walls as well. This is the roof, and this is kind of like a perimeter side wall. And it ended up doing, first I wanted to have a flat roof, but then I decided to go with sloping, but it slopes inside, so from the outside you can't really see it. It's simple and more reliable. Every time you have a slope, water is running down, and you have less problems when you have straight roof, where it can have some problems. Water can accumulate somewhere and it starts leaking. So I said, I don't want to do that, especially if I'm not planning on going up to the top of the roof and just enjoying the view, where you can do that from the first or the second floor. So there's really no need to. Here they're pouring columns for the gate, for the entrance gate, and my plan was here to use the columns and have metal plus wooden gate. And you'll see here in a second that I think it turned out great. This is the frame. This is the metal frame that rolls, slides back and forth. And obviously eventually I'll have some kind of motor running to it, so it opens up with the remote. But I prefer it that way than swinging gates more. Here I'm sitting on top of that little utility room on top of the roof and bragging about the view. This is the view from my house. I mean, it's beautiful. You see the clouds, you see the mountains up from the back and the left and the right, and this is the south side, and this is the front side, which is the west side, and that's the valley. So this is something I did myself, actually, and they're done. And I can start doing things myself. It's the fence. I installed the square posts drilled them into the concrete, and obviously I bought a kit, so I measured it up the perimeter and spaced out the columns, and there was really not much to do, but it took me a few days anyway. But it turned out great. But I think I'm gonna pour the concrete on the bottom of this post just in case something doesn't dig down under, come through the fence. But I want to leave these, wire fence and then have some kind of vegetation going to. Oh, by the way, this is how my gate turned out to be. I just cut up the leftover wood. It was really simple, cheap solution. I had these beams, wooden beams during the construction that I saved, and I cut them up. And this is how it looks now. I think it looks okay. What do you think? And opens and closes with just a push of a finger. It's obviously very heavy, but it's got good rollers on the bottom, and it's installed properly. So that's a plus. About this utility trailer, by the way, just to haul some, gravel, cement, this and that, and it already paid itself off. I've used it, I don't know, 100 times already, and it helped me a lot. This is the sewage pipe, along with the gas line, and then I installed the grounding of the house with these copper bars. There's a way to do it, and I think you have to space them out about 3 feet apart, and that's how they're spaced out. 3 of them. They should be enough in good contact with the ground. You connect all of them together with each other, and that's your grounding system. It comes into the house, into the electrical box, and it comes out to the left side. That's where your grounding is, and you have breaker switches in the middle. That's for your positive, and your negative runs to the panel here, the green panel to the right here. So that's the electrical box. There will be a lot of stuff coming in as time goes. This is installation of the roof. You see here, they framed it up. Like I said, there was a retaining kind of wall about a 3 foot tall, and I told them to give it a slope instead of going straight, and that's what it looks like. Guys, I thought about it a lot, but I really wasn't planning on going up there anyway. So, slope, give water slope, it will run out eventually, right? So less problems, trust me. I haven't built the house yet. I'm already tearing stuff down. This is the wall that was for the walk-in closet. I did not like it. My wife didn't like it at all. So we said, yeah, that wall has to go. So we just enlarged the bedroom instead, and we're gonna figure out what to do with. We're gonna have just regular closet, not a walk-in type. So this is me breaking down the wall. This is time lapse. I should have done the slow motion. How I just, it was really nothing holding it. So I cut the top off and just pushed really hard, and it just fell down. I just cleaned it up. And that was all there was to it. So as the house is coming to a completion, at least the carcass of it, I need more tools and desks and tables and all the stuff so I can do more, right? So I found this old lab desk that I raised it up a little bit on these feet you saw here, and I've installed 2 rollers on one end so I can roll it easily back and forth. But I wanted to have a table saw, but I didn't want to spend all the money for it. So I had this old circular saw, and I looked around the internet a lot. I couldn't find a simple way to install circular saw to make it a table saw. And I just figured out, wait a minute, if I could just mount it underneath the table, that's it. That's all you need, really. That's all there is to it. I installed, obviously, the metal bracket, so you see the green bracket on the top, and I had to cut the slot. And then drill the holes, and tap these holes and just screw it in. That's it. I mean, I wish I had taken a video how to do it, but it would have been embarrassing, really. That's how easy it was to do. But if you look around the internet on how to make a table saw, you'll see all these fancy solutions, and you'll be like, oh, I'm not doing that, it's just too complicated. But there is no need for it, as it is really, really easy to convert your circular saw into mount it underneath your table and have a table saw. And you retain all the functionality of it, so it goes up and down, and it swivels at an angle that you want it. You just have to make sure that you have enough clearance for all the little turns and knobs and buttons and all of that. But other than that, and it depends on what type of circular saw you have. But it's really easy. That's all. See, it swivels. I made the hole a little bit too wide, but I'm planning on replacing this because I don't like this table. This is something the guys built when they were building the house, and they just left it behind. So I went, the top of it. So I'm like, oh, this will work for the time being, and it served me really well. But eventually, I'll be replacing this table altogether, and I definitely will film that and show you how to do it quickly and easily. Also installed the switch around the knee height, so your knee's kind of up against the stop button, so in case God forbid something happens, you just push your knee. You don't have to lose that valuable seconds to reach down to the stop button. You just push it with your knee. This is a helpful tip. Here I'm just demonstrating how square the saw is. It's really 90 degrees, and you can measure. It's not really difficult. You can adjust that later, even if it's not 90% exactly. So thank you guys for watching this video. Again, apologies, I wasn't planning on putting this out. These are just the short videos from my cell phone, really. All the pictures that I had put together, and really making an excuse on why I've been offline for so long. But now I will have more dedicated videos to certain projects. So see you soon. Thanks for watching.